Today, I want to take you on a journey to a place of quiet devotion, a place where strength isn't about force, but about gentleness. We're going to explore the world of the Sajavariin Temple.
And right from the jump, we get this line that just perfectly sets the mood. We enter barefoot but leave luminous. It immediately tells you this isn't just a building. It's a place of transformation. Something profound happens the moment you step inside.
So to really get what that means, we got to start with the place itself. Let's talk about its physical presence, its lore, its identity as a temple of moonlight.
Picture this. The temple sits atop the marbled hills of our district, kissed by flame and mist. You can almost feel that cool air, see the fog rolling in. It's a setting that feels ancient and totally alive at the same time. The perfect spot for a place where, as the source material puts it, the feminine divine flows in sacred layers.
Okay, but a beautiful building is one thing. What about the people? The life inside? That's what really makes a place breathe. So let's look at the rhythm and structure of its daily life and protocol.
So who's running the show? Well, you've got the high priestess, Kisamehera Valaneth Luve, who's been in service for 17 years. The temple doors, they're open from Laalaë, which is sunrise, all the way to Ceremonies, the starlight bell. And inside, you'll find the Sajavariin, the temple maidens, who guide chants and offer spiritual guidance. And this part's crucial. It is open to absolutely everyone, no matter what you believe, as long as you come in peace.
Now this is one of my favorite details. A huge part of their daily life is this act of community care. Every morning, they have the Sajera Mila, the milk meal ritual. And get this, it's not just for members. It's offered to all visitors, and especially to those who are in need. It's their values, served up in a bowl, literally.
So if you were to walk up to the temple doors right now, what would you do? The entry protocol is actually this really beautiful, simple process steeped in respect. First, you wash your hands in the Naqarros basin. Then, you take off your shoes. And finally, you bow your head and speak a sacred phrase.
And that phrase is, Nakia Silar, Laalaë Milaya. The translation tells you everything you need to know. I greet silence, Laalaë is the milk light. Right there, before you even cross the threshold, you're centering yourself. You're acknowledging the two core ideas of the temple, this profound silence and this mysterious concept of milk light.
All right, so we're inside, and this is where you can really experience the spiritual heart of the temple. Let's dive into its sacred services and rituals.
The source points to three practices that are just so unique to this place. First, you have the Vivashkajas. These are formal argument debates held during full moons, which is such a cool blend of intellectual challenge and spiritual practice. Then you've got the daily Sajara, those soft milk meals we talked about. And third, something called velvet resonance healing, a specialized rite that sounds incredibly gentle and focused on care. And this just shows you how deep their community support really goes. It's a full spiritual ecosystem, right? They've got blessing ceremonies for every stage of life. For babies, for lovers, for widows. There are healing lattice ceremonies, milk light confessionals, sound release baths, even sisterhood circles for emotional guidance. This is a place that truly supports people through everything.
We've seen the temple, we've seen the rituals, but why? Who is all of this for? That brings us to the very heart of their devotion, the goddess Laalaë. And what's so fascinating is how Laalaë is described. It's not through rigid rules, but through pure poetry. The source says she is the lullaby inside silence, the sweetness behind surrender. So right away, you know her divinity isn't about loud commands. It's found in those quiet internal moments. Her whole essence is about nurture, not domination. It's captured perfectly in this line. She whispers not to conquer, but to cradle. Think about that. In a world full of gods defined by power and conquest, Laalaë is this profound alternative, a divinity that's a protective, comforting presence. And this philosophy of gentle power is a core teaching. As the text puts it, she teaches that love poured gently is stronger than fire forced. That's a direct challenge to the idea that strength has to be aggressive. It suggests that sustained gentleness has a much greater, more lasting impact.
And this final image, wow. It just ties everything together so beautifully. In my dreams, her voice arrives as milk warmed in the belly of stars. It's this incredible idea of a divinity that's both cosmic and vast, the stars, and at the same time deeply intimate and nourishing, like warmed milk.
Okay, so you have this incredible, gentle goddess, but how do you actually live that? How does it become part of your daily life? That brings us to our final section,
the path of Naqarros.
So what is Naqarros? It's defined as sacred devotion through alignment. It's the art of living in a way where your words, your actions, and your intentions are all perfectly in sync, all tracing the same sacred thread. It's really about achieving this deep, personal integrity.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. The mindset isn't about chasing the divine like it's some prize you have to run after. No, it's about matching it through harmony. It's a huge shift from striving and struggling to just attuning, becoming one with it.
And the one idea that just wraps all of this up, the philosophy that holds it all together, is this. Followers speak Laalaë's name to remember that softness is not weakness. It is ancestral strength wrapped in velvet. It completely reframes gentleness as this profound inherited power.
And that leaves us with a question that reaches far beyond the marbled hills of this temple, a question for every single one of us to think about. What strength do we find in softness?